I told the guys, hey, there's another band called the Warlocks.
Oh, God, we can't have that name. Some other band has that name.
You should probably find another name for ourselves.
We got to get a new name, you guys.
Jerry just came over to the house one day.
We were over at Phil's house in
We started looking through some books.
We were trying to come up with a name for the band.
Jerry just was wandering around kind of randomly.
He had this kind of...
Picked this dictionary. Funkin' Wagnalls, I think it is.
I picked up this dictionary, I just opened it up. And literally, the first thing I saw when I looked down at the page was Grateful Dead. That's the first thing I saw.
Grateful Dead shows were like a mandala. You know, people knew where they would sit. There would be, you know, the Phil Zone people out here, and then the Jerry side people over here. There would be the Deaf Zone, where people would be holding balloons that vibrated with the music because they could not hear. But by holding the balloons, they could literally sense the vibrations of the music, and they would dance. And there would be a live sign language interpreter providing interpretation of the lyrics. There was, you know, a whole crew of wharf rats who were people following the 12-step path who would have meetings during the set breaks. Spinners would be out in the hall, you know, having literally religious experiences because they thought Garcia was a prophet, and they'd be bowing down. Or there were tapers. They would, you know, go there with all their gear and set up their gear.
It was a pretty intense, small scene. It was overwhelming. It was kind of scary. You were 15. You know, sort of a clean-cut kid, and it was not a clean-cut scene necessarily.
What you need?
The sense of menace was always there.
Which I didn't quite understand myself.
You know, the bikers, they were rough guys, they were drunks.
I didn't kind of get that part. You know, I'm a very, you know, gentle person.
And sometimes it was just a madhouse.
So that aspect of it just frightened me.
I remember sort of survival was sort of a thing that went on in shows.
And I remember like deadheads who were barefoot, like going in to go to the bathroom. And I was like going like, I can't handle that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There was a conscious decision in my life to be involved in something that was flowing and dynamic and living, something that had a life of its own, and I was just a part of it.
This is the Holy Grail here. This has never been seen. I don't know why.
What is it about the Grateful Dead?
Grateful Dead. The narrative of the Grateful Dead was that we're the same as you. You're the same as us. There is no real distinction.
The camaraderie and the fellowship in that is so powerful.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
We were experimenting with psychedelics as much as we were playing music.
It's a philosophy of leaving yourself open to possibility and leaving yourself open to magic.
The acid test experience really formed the band as a group mind.
Within 30 minutes, I could find any drug that I want. Uh-oh. Are we being pulled?
Sound. That's the link between them and the audience.
We built the wall of sound with our own two hands.
It was like the voice of God.
If you weren't in the audience, you were included in the experience.
We should have known that something was coming when there were more people outside the show than there were inside.
There was a strong belief that it'd be leaderless.
Who was in charge?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that. There were times when I was in charge, times when Jerry was in charge. A truck that had a blown carburetor, that carburetor was the boss.
It was total chaos.
Spinners would be out in the hall, and they'd be bowing because they thought Garcia was a prophet.
Jerry Garcia did not bargain to be the mayor of a traveling countercultural town.
It was a machine by then. Do you know how many people are depending on this show going down the road? Where's the freedom in that?
It's not up to us to define the Grateful Dead. It's this living, breathing thing. I think that's one of the parts of its magic. Not defining it is that it becomes everything.